Hey guys, Todd with P701 Preparedness and Outdoors, and today I just want to do a really quick video and go over my Altoids. Well guys, I think we've all seen them, we all have them. A lot of them use these Altoids tins for PSKs, little what-if kind of contingency kits or something like that. But to be honest with you, what I found best for my Altoids tin is to store my Curiously Strong mints in. So actually, today guys, I'm going to be actually going over a different kit. I have used the Altoids tins. I always find out they're really not structurally sound enough to carry in your pocket or a pack or anything like that. They are nice. They're inconspicuous, which is probably one of the best things about them. But for me personally, you know, storing some knickknacks, throw them in a pack or something like that has kind of worked. But for the most part, they're just not strong enough. And I've made hundreds of them, and they just don't last. So what I've decided to do is kind of put a little incidental kit together. And what I've used, and I didn't want to go too expensive, a lot of folks use the the Pelicans or the Otter boxes or something like that. I went a little bit less expensive, but I think just as effective, and that's the Outdoor Products little smartphone case. So that's what I'm going to go over today. This is basically a water-resistant case. I think it's good as underwater or not. We'll be showing some cutting and some footage here of me testing this particular pack out, but I guess why I chose this one over an Otter box or a Pelican is for one simple reason: price. You're looking at about $5 to $8 at your local Walmart, and it does not come with the paracord bracelet on there. I added that myself, and those skins. But I'm going to turn the camera on, and we're going to go through the contents of this. I'm going to roll in the footage of how durable and waterproof this particular box is. So come on along, we'll check this bugger out. Alright, so here we are in my sink. And I'm just gonna, this is the first time I've tested this, so let's see how she goes. Alright, so as you see, we filled this up to pretty much submerge this thing. I'm going to hold it under. I haven't seen any bubbles or anything like that come up, so my guess is this thing is pretty much watertight. So we'll come back here in about 5 minutes and we'll check her out. Alright, so we just got this thing out of the sink. Paracord's nice and wet, but other than that, and I do have this thing packed as tight as I could, just like I would in my kit. No wetness on the inside. So I think so far as though water tightness, it obviously held up. Structurally, is it as tough or strong as an Otter box or a Pelican? Absolutely not. I think even in the actual plastic here, you can tell it's a little bit less expensive. It's about, you can buy 10 of these, I think, for one of the Otter boxes. So again, I think it does the job. It's a lot less expensive, but structurally, I know the Otter boxes, a lot of those have a rubber coating on the outside of them. This is just a basic plastic box. So understand that, yeah, you're not going to have the structural integrity of an Otter box or a Pelican, but you certainly have the watertight ability to keep your stuff in there watertight. Well, here's the internal of my little personal survival kit. I kind of use survival a little bit loosely. I certainly wouldn't want to rely on any of these particular items or this particular kit to be in a survival situation, but I think there are certainly some things in here that if this was all that I had, it certainly would help me either procure some kind of rescue or basically help me be comfortable for a few days while getting to my spot where I need to be. But a lot of this also has to do with your basic little everyday things that may go on or may happen, or those types of things. So I'm going to go over that contents now. So, well, typically on a day-to-day basis, there's a few things that I almost always have in my pockets. One of them is typically a good knife, such as a Smith & Wesson. I've been carrying this little inexpensive Kershaw on it, or this Opinel lately. I always have a knife on me, as do most of us. Another one is I really usually almost have on me, or it's certainly never that far away from me, but I always have my Leatherman Wave. In addition to that, I always carry the kits, the bit kits and stuff of the Leatherman Wave, and I also have my Surefire. I'm sorry, not Surefire, guys. It's a Streamlight Micro Stream. I'm going to actually show one of the options that I do have in here. I do have a small little blade cutting tool, as you could see here. But I typically sometimes will also have in the kit my little Leatherman. I want to say this is the style PS, little pliers, and that has the scissors on it. There's also a file and a toothpick and stuff like that. So that can also fit where that knife was, and a lot of times I'll have that in there as opposed to the small blade, because typically I always have a blade on me. So that goes right there. On the top, I always have a couple sheets of Write in the Rain notebook paper. This is one of those little ShamWow little things you can pick up at the dollar store. It kind of holds everything in there tight, plus, you know, it's a little extra. Could be a blood stopper or something like that if you needed it. I actually have used these before hunting, when my friend's dog ran into a fence, or actually got a stick stuck right into her chest, and I had to pack her wound in with that. I took the whistle off my Bear Grylls survival knife, and I put that in there. I don't like that hanging off my sheath. Also have the Streamlight Nano, good little flashlight. Obviously really compact. This one, if you can tell, has certainly gotten its use. I usually have one of these in my pocket as well. No, I'm not a smoker, but I usually have a Bic lighter, obviously to procure fire, or whatever else. We can certainly use lighters for a lot of things. Several different types of ways to light fire. I always try to find that. There's a good old UST little, well, you guys know how these work, but ferrocerium rod. Now, I did modify this a little bit. I just took a sander and kind of rounded off the edges so that thing would fit in the case nicely. I also have 2 birthday candles. Obvious reasons for, emergency light, or another way to help prolong a fire, especially if you're in a colder environment when it's wetter and cold, of course. This is one thing I need to get sharpened, but I have a little chunk of just a little chunk of a pencil. I'm gonna probably get one of those little small ones, but this is all I could find when I was putting this kit together. Just some basic bandages, waterproof, and then the good old survival credit card, an extra blade, saw. If you try to take a nut off or something, I've tried taking nuts off with one of these. It's not fun, but you can get it done. So it's, in case of emergency, it's something to have. Then inside of here, I kind of got my little incidental stuff. I wouldn't say incidental, because this is probably the one that gets used the most in my little personal kit here. But inside of there, I have a bunch of stuff. One Tinder Quick, obviously for starting fires. I have a series of these. This happens to be sunscreen lotion, a little tiny bit. Again, just in case of put it on my nose or whatever, but something just to have. Some burn gel. I like the burn gel a lot. I've been working in restaurants, so I like burning my hands all my life, so Some good old antibiotic ointment. Little package of lip balm. This is just some insect repellent. I had picked up these a while back, and these work all right, but again, it's just a little quick wipe for your exposed skin. And again, this stuff is there's some things I might go to a lot, like the lighter and the little Streamlight Nano, but a lot of these things are just kind of in case of emergency. A little burn first aid cream. A couple tablets of the Benadryl is always nice to have, in case you got somebody who's stung by a bee or something and they're allergic. A couple of alcohol pads. I do have some matches, and if you see right here in the top, I do have a striker glued onto there. One paper clip. Safety pin, large safety pin. Those come in handy quite often. And then some loose items. But I just have a. My mother actually gave me this idea, but it's just a needle and about 10-15 foot of thread already threaded onto the needle, and she just wrapped it on a matchstick for me. I thought it was a fantastic idea. These are pretty cool too. Little single serve super glue. Obviously it can help you in a first aid, little cuts, stuff like that. But obviously for repairing and stuff too. And then I just have 4 ibuprofen in there, acetaminophen. So I'm going to kind of do a little pan over everything I got in my personal kit here. And then kind of a little bit of closing thoughts here. Just tell me if it's all I had. So again, thank you so very much for watching. Thanks to all of you for supporting my videos and your comments and your likes and your shares. And again, I want to thank everybody who participates in some of these live chats and stuff. They are absolutely overwhelming with information. And it's also very nice to meet some like-minded individuals such as yourself. So again, this is Todd with Peaceable Preparedness and Outdoors. Please take care, be safe, and be prepared to live outdoors. Have a good